Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to be explaining the Monarch of Frost further than the Manhwa did. I personally think he was the coolest monarch just because of how evil he was and how he was able to push Sung Jin-woo to the next level of power. The personality of the Frost Monarch is that he was a cocky person and he was shy to get ahead of plans, so he was a very calculated and cold, conniving person. And he also did not like to get into any unnecessary fights. As you can see in the chapters that while he was trying to track down the Shadow Monarch, he just put the humans to sleep instead of actually fighting them, which is uncanny for a monarch because the other monarchs would try to toy with them and just basically destroy them or kill them or basically eat them. But the Frost Monarch wasn't really like that. He was more of a civilized monarch. Getting into the story, it's the first time we saw him is when he was in the cave of the Beast Monarch. They first ran into each other and they were talking about how they think that the Shadow Monarch was on Earth. But then after that, he went ahead to America to basically kill all the rulers' vessels that were on Earth. So when he achieved doing that, but then he was trying to go back to Korea because there was one more ruler vessel that was on Earth. But then all of a sudden he ran into Il Hwan, and Il Hwan, if you guys don't know, or if you guys haven't read Solo Leveling, is basically Sung Jin-woo, the main character's father. And Il Hwan is a ruler vessel himself, and he went ahead and tried to kill the Iron Body Monarch and the Frost Monarch while they were trying to leave America. But it didn't really work out because he wasn't as strong as so he kind of had to run away. Then the Frost Monarch goes ahead, and even though he was interrupted, he goes ahead to Korea or Seoul just to go ahead and kill the ruler vessel in Seoul. And the ruler vessel in Seoul was Go Gun-hee. I'm probably pronouncing these things wrong, but Go Gun-hee, which was the chairman of the Hunters Association in Korea. And he was kind of like a father figure to Sung Jin-woo because Sung Jin-woo's father was gone. That man has been gone for ages. But he was kind of like a father figure to Sung Jin-woo, and so we kind of find out that the Frost Monarch has, they get into a fight and the Frost Monarch just completely destroys Go Gun-hee, like he's completely outmatched. And then the shadow that's on Go Gun-hee recognizes that, he's about to die, so it alerts Sung Jin-woo, and then Sung Jin-woo just teleports. He uses his shadow transportation, and he was able to teleport into the office as soon as he saw that Go Gun-hee was like pierced by the Frost Monarch. And then we saw that Sung Jin-woo got really mad and he was about to destroy the Frost Monarch, but the Frost Monarch was able to escape because he threw a spear at Go Gun-hee while he was about to die, which forced Sung Jin-woo to help him out instead of actually chasing after the Frost Monarch. Since the Frost Monarch was able to escape, he then went ahead and tried to recruit more monarchs to the cause of actually killing the Shadow Monarch, because the Shadow Monarch would probably get in the way of the monarchs in the ruler war. So he wanted to go ahead but all the other monarchs were like, nah, I don't think that's the right choice, because they all know that the Shadow Monarch is about business. They're not just gonna run up and kill him. They have to actually plan it out. But the only people that agreed with going ahead and killing the Frost Monarch was the Queen of Insects, the Plague Monarch, and the King of Beasts, the Beast Monarch, as I've already discovered, or I've already covered in previous episodes. So they all went to Seoul, and the Beast Monarch was kind of like a distraction, and they just went to Seoul, and the Beast Monarch just started ravaging and started picking fights with all the hunters there, basically killing them all and just destroying them because nobody can really face up to the power of the monarchs. So then Sung Jin-woo gets involved, and he has to, fight the Beast Monarch, the Plague Monarch, the Frost Monarch, all at the same time. And he does this pretty well with his shadow soldiers. He was able to kill Korisha, but when he was distracted with the plague, finishing off the Plague Monarch, the Beast Monarch was able to impale him, and then the Frost Monarch went and impaled him as well. So the Frost Monarch was thinking that, hey, we just impaled him, and we just impaled him through the heart. This guy's dead, right? But then they didn't know that apparently the Shadow Monarch has like a shadow heart, so he has like two hearts. So, so apparently, they awakened the Shadow Monarch's memories, and Sung Jin-woo was able to go ahead and see the first Shadow Monarch, and it was able to awaken his powers. The rest is history from there. The Beast Monarch runs away because he doesn't want the smoke, and so the Frost Monarch stands his ground and tries to actually fight the Sung Jin-woo's awakening. But Sung Jin-woo is just too powerful. He's the main character, and he just wipes the Frost Monarch off of the face of the earth. So some of the abilities that the Frost Monarch had was that he had immense strength. Like all the other monarchs, he was able to just basically mass secure Go Gun-hee in his office with like no sweat. And then he was able to force Sung Jin-woo to his limits because he basically killed him the first time. And then he also had immense speed. He was able to pressure Sung Jin-woo, and he completely evaded all of Go Gun-hee's attacks. So he was really high up there on speed. And then he also had ice magic. He was able to create weapons from ice magic, and he was able to create a bunch of ice giants and soldiers from the ice, and he was able to summon like huge ice storms, and he was able to like put up huge walls of ice and kind of use huge waves of ice. He kind of was like Todoroki in a sense. And then he also had the spiritual body manifestation. The manga doesn't really touch on the spiritual body manifestation. They just kind of show what the transformation looks like. And he kind of just, grew really long white hair with his elf ears sticking out. And that was really about it. I guess that he got a power boost from this because, the manga was very vague in spiritual body manifestation power-ups, like how powerful did they get. But he looked pretty cool when I was doing it. And then his last skill was sleep inducement, and he had a skill that just allowed him to snap his fingers and the people around him would just fall asleep. And I guess that has to do with like the long winter or something, or like hibernation, that he's the Frost Monarch, so he would have the power to put people to sleep. So that's basically it. That's the Frost Monarch in a nutshell. That's everything that we know about the Frost Monarch. If you guys know more information, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Go.